How's it going, everybody? Ronald Tiny asking in the Car Hauler, TCH the Car Hauler business plan, a question. How many shares have been sold through the years to calculate the business value? What's your actual asset value? Then build from there. 100 million is an unrealistic value. You spend every dollar of stock paid for before getting this plan started. Whatever happened to building a company from scratch? If you had 100 million, why would you work? Okay, lots of questions. Start with the first one. How many shares have been sold through the years to calculate the business value? Not many, just a few thousand. That's it. I could calculate it all in the corporate books, which is in the suitcase in front of me. Finally got it. Picked it up today. So I'll show you that in the next video, the suitcase and everything that's in it. To me, it's worth quite a bit. It could be worth something to you. And it is Ronald Tiny because you bought a few shares, so let's keep going. What is the actual, how many shares been sold over the years to calculate the business value? Again, well, the shares sold does not calculate the business value. The business value is separate from what the shares sold, but like the amount of shares, again, if the question is, it's just a few thousand, not many. Couple thousand through surgethecarhauler.com, which I set up a shopping cart where people could buy shares with their credit card, and if you buy more than 25, you'll get a certificate that I'll show you in the next video, which comes in the suitcase. And Ronald Tiny, you're gonna get one too, since you've bought more than $25 worth. Thank you for that. But the business value, if that's what you're asking, what this idea could be, it could be a big idea. And you got to think big and have big ideas, because again, the problem, and you know the solution, Ronald Tiny, you've got a great name. That's the problem that every Soviet comrade has with their corporation, and they want to sell it for $1 million. And we can buy it for a little bit less than that, or a good value of $1 million if it's good value, if it's that value, and put a whole bunch of them together, then we can brand them. So yeah, we can brand them, and that'll be some value to the marketplace. Trying to read the next question. What's the actual asset value? Zero, like I said in the other video. It's probably zero. We haven't been invalid. It's just an idea, okay? Does this idea mean anything to us? Does it mean to you? Does your name mean anything to you? But as far as assets, okay. Life insurance policy on Surge in this corporation. That should have some kind of value. I should be worth something when I'm dead. That's it. I've got some equipment, but it's pretty much zero, right? We've got some liabilities that are connected to me and the business also, which is pretty much, it's a couple thousand. So we're all at zero. That's the correct number. Then build from there. Okay, yeah. How do we build from zero? This is the whole point of these videos, to show an opportunity in a video, have the internet, which is unlimited, invest in the opportunity 1 inch at a time, $1 at a time, and then we build from there. So that's what I'm doing with these videos. Can we build an American dream? One video at a time on YouTube. People have done some interesting, crazy, outrageous things through this instrument of YouTube. Can we do something with it? Can we build our Car Hauler Dream Company with it? You should make your own YouTube videos, and since you do, Ronald Tiny, That's what makes us good friends. 100 million is an unrealistic value. Okay, what is realistic in the first place? What is reality? What is? Third person, singular, present of be. If you Google search the word is, the meaning of is, yes. That's how Bill Clinton got away, by the way. But by what is. So, good question. What is reality? You know, reality is, it could be a very harsh thing, and I've experienced many of that and much of that in my life and personal life and business life, and many of you have too. But if you can imagine it, you can make it. You know, everything that we're looking at was once a thought, and that thought put into action was made reality. So what we're talking about is thoughts also. Thoughts come from words, and words are free. So it's technically free to get our 100 million, right? I feel like I need to remake that video of all the success principles and thought motivation books. You'll spend every dollar of stock paid for. You'll spend every dollar of stock paid for before getting this plan started. Yes and no. That's the whole point of it, to take this money and spend it on investments that build an asset value. So that's the whole point of it. And in every business plan, I know where you're going with this. I see where he's going with this. He's going to say, hey, Serge needs to pay himself a paycheck. He's paying himself a paycheck from all these sales of stocks. And in the business plan, I've written that Serge should get a small amount of $38,000 as a paycheck. I don't need more than that. But the company can have company cars, company trucks, company expense accounts for, let's say, business cards, or if we all decide that we need a promotion truck, we can have that too. And if we all decide we need to have a business meeting in the middle of America, let's say Vail, Colorado, and go skiing, maybe we could pay for some of that too, and the whole stay, the hotel stay or whatever, and whatever we decide, whatever the shareholders decide upon. So, yeah. What happened to building a company from scratch? This is building a company from scratch. Had 2 companies explode, it blew apart. I learned a lot, so I'm learning a lot from other companies I'm working at and have worked at since then. And so I'm putting everything I learned from all those opportunities together to build the company from scratch. Will it happen in my lifetime? That may not be, but one thing's for sure is that if something is worth building, it's worth building it big. And to build it big, you have to do each step exactly right. And that starts with the first step. And the first step here is for us not to run out of money in case I die, because that could happen. So that's why I bought the life insurance, because it's a time-sensitive thing. The later you delay on the life insurance, the more expensive it gets. So I'm a super preferred non-smoker. It's a $2 million policy for $180. That's a no-brainer, right? A lot of people don't like Serge, a lot of haters out there, and if they help me exit the planet sooner, then the shareholders will have $2 million. It's actually $2 million minus 100,000 disability riders. So if I become disabled, there's 100,000 there, and it's only 1.9 million that the corporate entity gets the shareholders to decide on how to spend that money to replace Serge for the corporation. So I'm sure there's a more qualified or just as qualified guy that could do the job of this business plan for much less than 1.9 million. So yeah, I mean, like, if I were to die today, I'd like all of you to probably go the place I just went to in Central Europe and just have a party on me and meditate on those beautiful buildings and think, look at the architecture and think, what are these people trying to say to us? The builders, the designers. Why are so many people looking at this masterpiece, coming here all the way from all over the planet just to look at this architecture? It speaks to you, you know? You look at those 700-year-old castles and churches, and you look at the attention to detail, and you think, someone must have laid the first brick exactly right, exactly perfect. And that's how my approach has been, laying the foundation for this business, for this American dream. That's how my approach has been all along, since I learned to do it like that. So your participation is appreciated. You go take a look at your own Empire State Building, tiny, right down the street. Think of all the thought that went into that before they even laid the first brick. Nowadays, we discuss our thoughts on the internet. So, hello. If you had 100 million, why would you work? Is the last question of the time. Well, does this look like work in the first place? Am I working? I'm just lounging in the sleeper, Boynton Beach. Wait a second. Hello. That's work. Yes. Okay, you ready for me? Okay, great. Thank you. Now I gotta go work. I gotta go drive the truck. But yeah. The goal of this is not to have the 100 million. The goal of this is, can we take 100 million and Larry Silverstein style times it by 100? You know how Larry Silverstein took 7 million and changed it into 7 billion? Could we do something like that? I mean, I don't even know if these numbers are right, but we got to do something big. We got to sell this business plan to the New York Stock Exchange, to the public market. So then we could have a huge profit and take that profit and return the $1 billion that's missing from the Moldavian gross national product that the one guy a couple years ago stole to the Canaan Islands, and we could return the money he stole. And I could have my face be famous in Moldova, the country I was born in. It's pretty sad. Type in YouTube, this is the country no one wants to travel to, and here's why. That's the title of the video. It's about Moldova, where I was born. My mom and dad are, my dad's Russian, my mom's Ukrainian, and they started a family in Moldova, where I was born. So, I have these personal nitty-gritty goals. I've been, when we came to the United States in 1990, my classmates called me so gay, sir gay. Sir gay a lot. Sir is gay. So, gay sir. And, I didn't know about Tony Robbins at the time, but in my mind, something clicked at that time, and I thought, someday I'll be somebody, and you're not. And so, and I kind of thought I'd be rich, powerful, famous on TV, and here I am on YouTube. I don't even know YouTube exists. I didn't even know, you can generate so much power from, haters. And those were the first haters. It was a very painful childhood school experience. So, that's why. Even if I did have all that money, that's why I would do it. Just to be, so that maybe they could see me on YouTube, on the internet, on TV, somewhere, and be like, oh, that's the guy called so gay in 2nd grade. And he's somebody, and I'm not. So yeah, that's why it's like you make this little hater generator. It generates the energy from the haters the more you do it. That's where I get it from. Also, I always wanted to learn how to build a big company like Coca-Cola. I really liked Coca-Cola as a company. I didn't really care about the cola, but I just thought, gee, that's pretty big enterprise. How do you build something like that? I wanted to learn. I went to school for business, and you know what? They teach you small business, but they don't teach you big business with a B. In the cash flow quadrant of Robert Kiyosaki. Have you read that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad? That's your homework. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and he has this cash flow quadrant square to build a B-type business. So when I read that, I thought that's the man I have to be. That's what I want to do. That will definitely DHV me to any girl that I like. And if you haven't read Mystery Method, go have a look at that. Mystery Method by Mystery. He talks about DHV, demonstrating higher value, how to get any kind of girl you want. So you look for indicators of interest. You see that she's a little bit interested in you. You go test for compliance, and you take compliance all the way to the top. And when the compliance stops, you go back to DHV, demonstrating higher value, and you wait until IOI happens again, indicator of interest. Then you continue with the compliance. And then when the compliance stops, you go back to DHV. Well, it would be quite the DHV, demonstrating a higher value, if I was rich, powerful, sophisticated, famous on TV, and definitely gay, the happy way, you know, the old-fashioned way. You know, that would really force those indicators of interest from all directions of the girl you like. So, yeah, that's why. You know, why else would you do it? There's guys that do plenty of stupid things for girls. You know, this is one of them that I choose to do. So, you've really helped me put a bunch of thoughts in order, Ronald. In the next video, we'll show you what's inside the suitcase. But for now, I gotta go load the lettuce and sign the form. And my name is Serge. SergeTheCarHauler.com. Serge the Car Hauler on Instagram, and Serge Vorobiev on Facebook. It's the one with the red tie. Links are in the description below. In the Down Under Australia section. If you'd like to buy some shares of stock, first message me. You know, if you buy more than 25 on SergeTheCarHauler.com, on the top right is the shop section where you can do that. You'll get a certificate, but let's talk about that later in another video. Thanks for hearing me out.